Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi wahda. Wassalatu wassalamu ala man la nabiyya ba'da. Amma ba'd. Respected ladies and gentlemen, I welcome you on behalf of Center for Peace and Global Studies, Islamabad, to this online lecture that is 27th lecture of this monthly lecture series that is held on last weekend of every month. So we welcome all of you here. Our regular uh, conductor of this program, brother Dr. Sajjad, is not here today. He has some personal engagement, so I am conducting this session on behalf of him. So I welcome all of you, and we have our resource person already with us. So I welcome Dr. Kashif Suhail Malik Sab. Welcome, sir. Dr. Kashif Suhail is associated with International Islamic University, where he is working as a consultant at the for Professional Studies. The institute is responsible for conducting different sort of training programs, and also responsible for running, operating, and regulating the International Islamic University school system. The branches of IIU school that are scattered all over Pakistan, they are looked after by this department. So it's an honor for us. We are pleased to have Dr. Kashif Suhail here. He is a professional trainer, and he has trained thousands of people in different training programs. Beside these professional training programs, we are lucky to have such a person with us who is also involved in different Dawa activities. And he also conducts different Quran teaching programs online for national and international audience in Urdu and English language. So he has taught several courses, and he has thousands of students in that field also. So normally he deliver lectures on topics related to professional trainings and also excellence in teaching. But today we have requested him to also look at uh, a special field in that, a special part of it, that is ethical consideration. So our topic today is ethical considerations in use of technology for excellence in teaching. And I believe that Dr. Kashif is the best person I have known who can handle this topic. So welcome once again, all the participants and Dr. Kashif, and the floor is yours, sir.
Thank you so much, Brother Ehsan. You were very kind and generous for the introduction. I don't know I'll be able to justify it or not, but you're very kind with your words. So brother, did you put it on the recording? You wanted a recording to be done of the session? Let me check.
Yes, it is.
Okay, great. So dear audience, please remember the session is being recorded. So, since our topic deals with the ethical considerations, and, technology is so smart, even this Zoom also gives us the same announcement. So I think Brother Ehsan is recording it locally. So let me put it on cloud, and this will also give us a caution that the training session is going to be recorded. So now let me also, right. So let's formally now begin the session with the recitation of the Holy Quran, and let's have the technology also makes it so easy for us.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. والضحى والليل إذا سجى ما ودعك ربك وما قلى وللآخرة خير لك من الأولى ولسوف يعطيك ربك فترضى ألم يجدك يتيما فآوى ووجدك ضالا فهدى ووجدك عائلا فأغنى فأما اليتيم فلا تقهر وأما السائل فلا تنهر وأما بنعمة ربك فحدث.
I see, I seek refuge in Allah from devil the outcast, in the name of Allah, the most beneficent and the most merciful. Wa'amma binemati rabbika fahaddis. So taking this last line, and I especially play this surah because of the beauty of this line. It says, and advertise upon you the blessings of thy Lord. And Alhamdulillah, I believe technology has become one of the greatest blessings of this time. And we really need to thank our Lord, Allah, for bringing it to us in a time when it is much needed. You know, as a Muslim, we believe that we should be spreading the words of Quran, and we should be spreading the oneness, the concept of oneness of Allah. So there could be no better way of doing it with the huge numbers of people around the world able to connect through these technology devices. So inshallah, in today's session also, we will also see the blessings of the technology. But Brother Ehsan was very innovative, and I think also immensely considerate in terms of bringing our publics to this important area of considering the ethics of using technology. Now, when Brother Ehsan spoke to me about this, I was probably he knows I'm very passionate about doing these sessions on technology, and being a national technology lead here in Pakistan. I have taken it as a personal agenda as well as a professional and a national cause that we need to publics in Pakistan, especially, and of course across the world, the Muslim publics needs to exploit and use technology in the most productive manner possible. But somehow, when Brother Ehsan spoke to me about this, I was thinking, okay, well, of course there should always be an ethical consideration of whatever we do. But speaking to a public about ethical consideration, the one which is already very shy and reluctant of using technology. Well, but the it is important, and it is for any reasonable person to consider the ethical dimension of doing anything. So then I started thinking over it. What are the areas where, I mean, there could be a list of items to be taken care of, from the very little uh, understanding of at what time of the day you should be able to send a message to somebody. It shouldn't be sent at the midnight, because this device has become such a, what should I call it, an easy tool as well as a tool which compels us to keep doing our things without considering whether a certain action could be a disturbance for others. So as I do receive calls midnight, and the messages also, So from these very little things to the greater things of, attributing somebody else's work to ourselves, and then without even realizing, it could be done, I think, in both ways. Many a times I feel we are not conscious of what we are doing and not even considerate of others' rights. On the other, even consciously violating some of the basic ethics of using the technology. Well, to summarize it down to the actionable points, what I've done is I'll use this 1 hour time almost roughly, and then towards the end of it, we could go towards doing a discussion rather than just doing lecturing. By the way, please, the forum will be open to any of your questions, throughout the lecture. So you just raise a hand and I'll try that I could take you live as well. However, it will be easy for me to keep the flow of it, and then take questions probably at some intervals. But coming back to the point, I'll be out of my passion for using technology more and enabling my people and sensitizing them about the use of technology. So I will take it as an opportunity to introduce to you what wonderful avenues the technology is opening for us. And please, first of all, encourage yourself, motivate yourself to use technology to the best of benefits we could take. And since Brother Ehsan also gave it a dimension that we wanted the audience to be more like those who are connected to the world of teaching and learning. So an excellence in teaching, whether it is teaching in classroom or teaching live online, there are certainly considerations for us to take care of. But of course, we need to bring that excellence through technology in our teaching, and along the line taking care of the other dimensions of using technology. So let me see, how do I do, how do I try to justify the topic in terms of this understanding. So, by the way, did you notice the recitation which I played? It had all the references there. Now, for example, it started with, of course, it's from Holy Quran, it is Surah Duha, and this is by the, now, this is, I want you to please focus on this. Many a times we pick up something from the net and we start playing them. And I've also seen people who would like to edit this part of it. They would say, it's okay, it's just the recitation. We could play any recitation at any forum without this consideration of who has done the recitation, have I taken it with permission. So there are materials available which are an open access materials, and there are materials for which you can just ask for the copyrights. So even if we take an open access material, I don't know, why do we assume that if I remove the referencing, it will look more effective? Please have another dimension, another way of thinking. If I put the referencing there, I think it will make you more credible. So, of course, this recitation is not being done by me or some of my relative or my family member or a sibling. So why not then acknowledge whose work is it, who is doing it? So, and from where do I take this? So, very simple. So that's what, to begin with, is some of the basic, and I'm not going to talk about 10 ethical considerations, but 3 of them, which would definitely bring more refinement to your use of technology. So and now towards, so it's come from the Islamic Tube, and towards the end of it, you see, when we have played it, the entire recitation again, see, comes. So giving these references, showing them to audience is important in terms of showing your ethical understanding of these materials. Now coming to, because the topic is such, we could speak on it for hours and hours, but I wanted to narrow it down to my audience ease today to the 3 important points: privacy, referencing, copyrights. So some of the authors and the writers of the technology blocks would like to put the referencing and copyrights into one block, but I'll take it separately. And what I'll do is I don't want to give you the theoretical definitions of what these are and how do we need to, a certain theoretical definition given the referencing is to acknowledge the work done by. But I want you to understand while using technology, how do we overlook them, or probably we are least conscious about what we are doing in terms of some. For example, right now, you are all with me in the Zoom meeting, and with a one click, I can check out who is sitting with me. So it's very easy for me. I also have an access to certain data which is being recorded by my Zoom meeting. It is recording. It is recording who is sitting. It is also recording how long will you be sitting with me. It will be recording your attention span as well. So imagine now, because the technology is doing all these things, there are certain things which are being done from the AI-enabled devices. And by the way, some of them have just come yesterday or day before. This fast the technology is developing. So we need to have an understanding of, now, of course, if I take a name from here and I make it public, oh, I think your screen tells me that you're not very active. So, this is actually opening up and making public, maybe your very personal understanding of sitting in a session like this. Or similarly, forcing you to enable your video could also have a similar dimension. But anyways, from these perspectives, I would rather like that we use certain tools, and while using those tools, we talk about the privacy, referencing, and the copyrights of the different technology tools. So let's move forward. And I want to show you one of the most inspiring videos for me. And well, I initially collected and I have started playing this video for the Pakistani audience, but my audience is sitting from across the world. I think it will have an inspiration for all of us in our personal capacity, as well as as a group or a community or a nation. So let's see how the nations and how the individuals within the nations are concerned about the use of technology and what technology wonders are being done. So let me play this video, and this is an open access video. So, okay, it is here with me, right? Something very powerful and beautiful for you to.
On artificial intelligence, less than 2 weeks ago, just
Can you see that video? Just a minute. Give me a minute. No. I don't think so. You can.
No, sir, we can't see that thing.
Sorry.
The screen is not there.
Just a minute. Just a minute. Okay. Can you see my screen now?
Yes.
Perfect. So,
Yes.
right. Now, this is beautiful. By the way, if you have any problem with the audio, so it will play all the script also on screen. So whatever is your preference, but I want your attention to it. It is very powerful. Let's see. And this is Singaporean Parliament recording. He is the minister who is talking about this.
On artificial intelligence, less than 2 weeks ago, just before Budget 2024, the announcement by DPM Lawrence Wong, our finance minister, there was another announcement halfway across the world from Singapore. A tech company which is already changing the world, a tech company called OpenAI, which brought you ChatGPT not too long ago. That company announced a new platform, a new AI platform called Sora. Sora allows you to key in text, type in some text, a prompt, and it can produce videos which are indistinguishable from what Hollywood can produce today and what smaller studios can produce. Just 1 year ago, during the debate on the President's address in April 2023, I'd spoken in Parliament about the age of AI and how fast things were changing, how software like ChatGPT, GPT-4, Midjourney 5 had appeared on the market within less than a year or so. AI which can hold a conversation with you, can write an essay for you, that's ChatGPT. AI which can take high school exams, advanced placement exams in the United States curriculum and outperform many humans, that's GPT-4. AI which can create photorealistic pictures of events that never happened, that's Midjourney 5. Just 1 year ago, I had spoken about how, with increases in computing power, once you go from generating one make-believe image to 30 images a second, you go from AI-generated photos to AI-generated videos. At the time, April 2023, I'd expected the technology to take another 2 to 3 years. As it happened, it took place faster than I imagined. Within 10 months, OpenAI had announced the Sora platform to produce AI-generated video. So that's the world today. Technology disruption happening very quickly. New challenges everywhere. The unexpected, increasingly the norm. And so we can't hide from these changes. No country, no economy can hide from these changes in the world with AI. Even if an entire country tries to prevent AI from entering its borders, other economies will do so. Your competitors will do so. So we have to accept the world as it is, the way the world is going to be, and look after, support, empower, uplift our people. And this is why the new subsidy for Singaporeans age 40 and above to pursue another full-time diploma in higher education, this new subsidy in the budget, that's why it's so important. Because it recognizes that in a world that's changing so quickly, what you learn in school, in education at age 20, may have changed, transformed, been replaced by a new world by the time you're age 40. It recognizes that change and supports middle-aged and older workers. And having mid-career workers learning new skills alongside younger workers, a middle-aged, mid-career worker alongside someone who's 18, 19, 20 plus years old, learning together, that will also transform the education experience in our institutes of higher learning. Because older workers bring life experience, life skills, living wisdom into the classroom. Even as they bring that into the classroom, they also learn new skills together with the younger students. And these students, by working with each other, they even lift up one another. It will transform the classroom, even as it allows the older and younger workers to form new friendships, new networks, and new opportunities together.
All right. So I hope you enjoyed the talk. And by the way, what was the most powerful thing you could hear in this talk?
Sir, technology is changing so rapidly that whatever we are learning today, it might be changed, in hours or in seconds. So where I was standing 20 years back, now 20 years ahead, I'm not standing at the same position. So if any organization, if any country has to cope with the current situation, that country has to do or bring changes on immediate basis in the field of, education and in the field of technology, sir. Thank you.
So true. Thank you so very much for.
Yes, sir. I have one idea as well.
Yeah, sure, please.
Yes, sir. Technology can change anything, sir, in the world rapidly, and also it can produce everything for future concern and present as well. For example, AI is affecting in every field. That's the thing.
So true.
I understood.
Yeah.
May I add something also?
Yeah, sure. Please go ahead.
As it was mentioned that technology is changing at a very fast pace. So to survive in this world, we have to get in line with that pace, or maybe go faster so that we can manage the technology also.
So true.
And it's
Can I comment, sir? Small.
Yeah, sure. Please go ahead.
The entire talk, what the sentence I really like is that no one can hide from technology. We cannot close our borders from technology.
Exactly. So true. You know,
Can I also come to, sir?
and by the way, brother, what a wonderful thing you have picked up. The governments in the world are still trying to build borders against the technology. And I think this is where we go wrong. Rather than taking an approach whereby we regulate people's behaviors and their way of dealing with that technology, we are trying to stop them of, but this is becoming, I think, I'm sorry to say this, but our attitude, especially of the Muslim countries and populations and communities towards the new things has been of challenge and friction. While we need to change it, we need to channelize it. And coming to some other very important points, which I see there, expecting that most of us are from the teaching and learning community, there are big lessons for us. Imagine Singaporean government is subsidizing education for the ages of 40 plus. They want these people to come back to the learning platforms. While what I find as the most disappointing thing in my communities is that we are not even ready to, if even my teachers and my learners and educators are not ready to learn, embrace technology, use it, accept it, and take it forward, where would we be going in the future? So see how the nations are accepting technology and channelizing it and exploiting it to the best use of their publics, and what is our reaction to it. By the way, I'm happy for this audience sitting with me this morning. It was on a very short notice we reached you for the session, but I'm still happy there's a huge number which has joined. So coming back to the point, an insight to the technology and then its use. So since I have also taken, let's move forward also. So I've taken these slides, these two slides from my another series of lectures which I keep on sharing on Quran and emerging technologies. So I've just taken these two slides to give you all an insight to the types of technologies which are now coming, and I call them as emerging technologies, just to sensitize you. And by the way, if you are linked with the process of teaching and learning, please take it back to your classrooms also. Let's sensitize our future generations. Please understand that your learners who are sitting with you right now, or your own children, or your own our youth and younger children who are with us at this point in time, 10 years down the road, 20 years down the road, whatever we are trying to give them as an input, it's not going to work. The world would have changed a lot. And these unmatched changes are going to be intensified with every passing day. This is how the last year, the last year, every moment the chat GPT, artificial intelligence was every month. And as the minister also said, because I was also tracking these changes, they were happening much before the expectations and the timelines which we had set up for them. But anyways, these two slides, I just want you to have an idea of some of the technologies. Of course, I have not listed all of them. These are the ones which I could relate to the Quranic verses. And, we also need to work on this perception that whatever new comes is against the Islamic probably values or teachings or Quranic injunctions, and that's not the case. Please, let's look at them from the perspective of these are the blessings of Allah, and if such things, options have come to us, why not to use them to benefit ourselves? So from artificial intelligence and chat GPT, and shortly, inshallah, we'll be doing some of the practical work on it, to the voice command, imagine. And I always relate it to the way Allah says in Quran, when Allah says kun fayakun, Allah says be, and it is done, it happens. Now, you see, why can't we see it from the perspective that Allah is so kind that He is transferring these attributes to us, to the human level, the way He has done already. Allah is, Sami, He is Basir. He made us also Sami and Basir. So He's also transferring us that voice command. Now, you see, now you also have the ability to give a voice command and get the things done. For example, if I open my Google and I tell it, could you please tell me something about the artificial intelligence?
According to Wikipedia, artificial intelligence, in its broadest sense, is intelligence exhibited by machines, particularly computer systems.
So you see what has happened. I have just given a command. I gave a command to it. Tell me about the artificial intelligence. It starts informing me. And now there are technologies. You tell Google to switch on the lights. You tell Meta to start recording. There are glasses and there are microphones and there are technologies. On your one voice command, they start acting, So very recently, he's my mentor and a teacher also, and he was wearing some glasses. So we were on a hiking for the Quran learners community, and at the end of it, he shared some wonderful videos, and I said, when did you make these videos? He said, no, I wasn't making it. My Meta glasses were making them. I was just giving it command, make a video now, take a picture of this. So imagine which direction the technology is going. Now, here also comes the ethical considerations, of course. You are wearing a glasses, nobody knows you're taking a picture. So then it comes on you how and what would you like to capture and what considerations you'll be careful about. Anyways, coming back to the animal language. So you see, 1400 years back, when Quran said that the Prophet of Allah, Prophet Sulaiman, was able to listen to the, so it means at that time, nobody could imagine this would happen. But this world and technology has made it a possibility. Similarly, robotics, machine learning, big data analysis. Now, by the way, AI image generators, and shortly we will be, inshallah, experiencing them. And then there are holograms becoming a reality, whereby the entire of you is transferred to another location as of a perfect human being or any other object. So the Google Lenses has made it possible for you to look at any building or any object and get the information about it. So you could never be lost in this world if you are not lost mentally. Similarly, look at the technology of the James Webb Space Telescope. It's going deeper into the depths of the universe. And then augmented reality, so cybersecurity, nanotechnology, so much is there for us to explore, to get to know, to have inspiration and use it. So while saying this, use it, let's get towards the use of technology now. I want my audience to be doing certain, I'm sure many of you would already be using technology to your advantage and your use, but I'll keep a focus on using technology, especially for of course, as a person also, but as a professional as well. Normally, I have also seen a very contradictory behavior in our publics, and that is, we use all that technology which is the best to my personal use. For example, I'm using WhatsApp every day for sending jokes, unnecessary posts, doing a communication. It's okay. I don't want to comment on somebody's very personal likes for using technology, but just sharing with you, for all the personal things, we're all good at using them. I've seen people opening on their screens the AI chat GPT windows and then asking it for telling me a joke. That's perfectly all right. If you want to enjoy and lighten up your mood, you can always ask AI to do that. But shouldn't there be also time and use of this technology for our professional excellence? So let's get to the now. How do we do that? So how many of you, by the way, have a chat GPT account already? Let me get an idea in the chat box so that I then go accordingly. How many of you are already using AI-enabled devices or AI-enabled options? And let me open it. Okay, some of you do, but I want everybody, it's very easy. For example, let's say you're not using it. So let me go back to the simplest of it. You say chat GPT to Google. You know, if anything is lost, you can always find it where? In the Google window. So you ask for it and let me. So if you don't have, by the way, it's good that many of you have an account, but let's also serve our audience who are very new to it. So I would like to go on a balance, something for them, but I'll ensure, inshallah, each one of us has new to learn today. So prefer to use, okay. By the way, yes, we can also use Meta AI. It is enabled in your cell phones now in the WhatsApp chats as well. But let's come to the chat GPT for a minute. Look at it. So when I open it, you know, you can Google it, chat GPT. By the way, those who are sitting with me, I would like you to make your account right now. Those of you who doesn't have it at the moment. So since I have an account, it comes to start it now. You can just Google, attach it with your email, whatever device you have. Of course, it is an email enabled device. So you can attach your email and it will automatically get into the account the way I'll do it now. For example, now I said started. So my chat GPT account would open here, depending on how my internet speed goes today. You know, so it is here. I'm so sorry. It is also informing me that my internet connectivity is slow today. But anyways, I've got two options to use. Let me see which one is it using. Okay, let me try to use the other one to be faster. Perfect. So please stay on alert if during the transition, if I get disconnected, please don't mind. Brother Ihsan is already there. I'll be back in a. All right. Okay, so let me now. I hope this works as faster. Okay, so some of you are using it. Perfect. Let's say now I tell it the same thing which we all keep doing. Okay, tell me some funny thing. So whether you want to use it for the, okay. Okay, it says, sure, here's a joke for you. Why don't skeletons fight each other? Because they don't have the guts. Hope that gave you a chuckle. Well, I don't like it. So maybe then I can use a regenerate for it. Let's ask it, write a poem for me about sky. Okay. So it depends on what prompt I give to it. Okay, look at this now. Whispers of the sky above, a canvas wide with endless hues. Now, let's say if I'm not a native speaker of English, so I have a problem reading it also properly. So not only I have generated a poem, but I could ask AI to please read it for me.
Certainly. Here's a poem about the sky. Whispers of the sky above, a canvas wide, with endless hues where dreams reside. From dawn's soft blush to twilight's glow, it holds the secrets we long to know. Morning breaks with golden rays, chasing away the night's cool haze. Clouds like cotton drifting by, painting stories in the sky. By noon.
Okay. Now, my question here to all of you is, it's wonderful to see, a poem generated within almost no time. Such a beautiful poem with such a rhythm and fun and everything. So my question to all of you is, should I write with this now written by Dr. Kashif Suhail Malik? I copy it, I put it on social media with my name. Could I do that? Please respond to me in the chat box.
Not at all, sir.
Okay, why? I generated it. I gave the idea. So then why can't I use it for my? Why can't
sir, I think we can use, but by referring it. If we refer it, we can use it.
Perfect. So see, the point is now, if you just write it down that this is your work, you have created it, it's absolutely wrong. You only gave a right prompt. So your right to be acknowledged is your prompt. Okay, not the words of this poem, not the rhythm and flow and the beauty of the poem. It was the prompt which you provided. So as our brother has said, if you can acknowledge and write, a poem generated by Mr. So-and-so with the help of AI or chat GPT or this version. So, that will go great. It's perfectly all right. You can always create things out of it. And now let's say if I give it a prompt, now what benefits does technology give to me, and especially to the educators? I wanted to write a letter of thanks to my audience of the technology session. So you see, now I'm asking it to write a letter to my audience, to all of you actually, which will be served to you at the end of the session, let's say. So I want ChatGPT to write a letter for me. Let's give it a prompt. So, okay, now this is creating a letter. Right. Now my question to all of you is, what do you say? Should I use this letter to send it to all of you? How should I use this letter? What should be my, of course, I can't write at the end of the letter. The letter is produced by the AI. Yeah. So I want you to use your brain and let me know, how would I use this letter? So also that you're, okay. But instead just make a dua in your heart, legally as well you can't in your name because it is an intellectual property. Anybody else? Okay. So Brother Ilyas is raising a very important point. He's saying you can't in your name because it's an intellectual property. Okay, anybody else? These are not your feelings. Letter can be used. This is teacher Usma Sayyed. Okay. Okay, anybody else to comment on it? Now, let me also give you another dimension of the AI. Please remember, the AI itself is nothing. And I would like to use the words of the Noam Chomsky. I hope you have heard about him, a global philosopher and thinker. So I really loved reading his article on the artificial intelligence. So it is a collective human wisdom which is analyzed and put together to bring out such wonderful text and ideas for us. So, dear audience, now for such a letter, which I would like to serve to my audience of the day, taking help from AI is actually seeking support from the technology. I'm not claiming, a letter, for example, in my office even, where lots of activities go on, and at times I tell my staff to write a letter, draft a letter, and that letter goes with my name, of course. I mean, that's the normal professional norm in an office. So we took that help rather than from my assistant, who is a non-native English person, and he's going to take hours and hours for writing and drafting such a letter. So AI drafts a letter for me in a minute's time, rather seconds time, and I copy it. And of course, I'm not claiming anywhere this is my intellectual property, right? So similar words in a different, by the way, it is always advisable that you go through the text once, at least see to it what feelings have been conveyed. Is it over exaggerating? Is it under exaggerating, undermining some of the aspects of the training, and you can add them, or it also depends the type of prompt you give to it. Okay. So, sorry. Yeah, Brother Suhail has given us a very good dimension to it, that when you sign it, so now the responsibility lies on you. So let's say if you're getting some very officially high-end letters, or the letters which could be sensitive to the organizational commitments, then of course any letter produced by the AI would itself not taking any responsibility. You can't go and say, oh, this letter was written by the AI. So otherwise the officers find it very easy at times, when their typo mistakes or some other issues are highlighted in the letters, they would always respond back to, oh, my assistant wrote it, so probably he overlooked this area. But our comment as the management is always, this is your responsibility if the letter is signed by you. Now this is a comment, Shaista Khatak. But don't you think the AI is decreasing the habit of reading and learning by ourselves? Dear teacher, please, this is where we need to think and rethink and think again. Why should we think this way? Actually, this is our perception of our own society and circle. Imagine in US, in America, in European countries, all these tools, technology, online learning, reading, they have come much before us. But still, the books are published in millions there. So it's not the tool which develops a habit or reduces a habit. It is you and me as a teacher and educator who trains our audience for a love for reading. So you see, this has been our problem even otherwise. Our communities have not been reading. Our children do not read because our teachers do not read. So it's not the AI which will reduce the... You see, even for AI, if I'm writing something, I have to read it. And if I'm a good reader and writer only, then I can give the right prompts. So rather, I feel the AI is enabling students to do more player reading. Okay. And it could give you some wonderful pieces of reading in a click of seconds. So, let me share with you. Side there is a book one of the book which have inspired me a lot to work on technology. So please don't mind the writer, whatever his background is. You all know Harari, but he is one of the greatest writers of the time. So his book, 21 Lessons for the 21st Century. It has lots of lessons for all of us, especially for the teachers and educators. So anyways, let me get back to the... actually, time is becoming a pressure for me, and I had to do lots of things in the session. So let's now get back to, if you are a teacher, if you are an educator, or you are a speaker, or you are a guest speaker, or you have to have a keynote speech. So how could you go about that? Let's say you have to have you have to teach a lesson first of all, and you want it to prepare. Make a lesson plan. Make a lesson plan. Let me give it a prompt. So I give it a prompt, make a lesson plan. So it says, look at the chat. It says, certainly, could you please specify the topic or subject you would like the lesson plan to? So help me tailor it to your needs. So it says your prompt is actually not very precise. So I say, make a lesson plan on water cycle. Okay, let's see what does it do. Now, I didn't tell the this that for what grade level, what should be the time, but it has still chosen a grade level for 3-4, probably because water cycle is initially taught in these levels and for a duration of 60 minutes. But I say, you see, now with such a wonderful tool, teachers are still thinking of a lesson plan, and lots of thinking is taking lots of their time, and they have very short time to plan things and do them in the classes. So anyways, let me give it a prompt of, I say, no, make a lesson plan for grade 5 of 35 minutes on photosynthesis. Okay, let's see what does it do. So, could you please mute your mic? So look at this photosynthesis for grade 5 science, 35 minutes. So according to the prompts, it is going to now generate. Now using a lesson plan, of course, you can use it in your classroom. You can take these ideas, but now here comes an important thing. You cannot publish it as a lesson plan written by Dr. Kashif, Suhail, Malik. So you can use it in your classes. You can always use it to the benefit of your planning. So see, this is how things are going to become easy for you. Let's say now you have to give a presentation or a talk on, let's have notes on Pakistan. So I give it a prompt to create. So it starts creating wonderful notes in a very systematic manner on Pakistan, starting with geography, its history and everything. And now I can take these notes forward. And if I give it a prompt to the level of the audience also, it will accordingly be producing these notes. So you see, for your plain teaching, it's a wonderful tool, gets you everything. Because of course, you are not making a claim in the classroom that all what you are teaching is researched and created by you. You are only making your audience to be more aware and with the information and knowledge sharing. Now, you want it to be, teachers tell me, oh, sir, I know very well, I can create notes on the AI. And I just copy and then I create the slides. I say, why do you create slides separately? Do lots of effort. Technology also gives you that option. Okay, so create a PowerPoint presentation of these notes. So let me give it a prompt of PowerPoint create. All right. So now when I give it a prompt of create a PowerPoint presentation of these notes, the AI is also going to convert it to the PowerPoint. And when I it will send me a link, and I'll take that link, and let's say if I download it to the, so what can I do with this? I can take that presentation and I can just run it. So my presentation will be, just a minute. So again, the connectivity is just taking a little time, but let's say we wanted to create also. Let's give it a prompt and then we will do other things. And by that time it would have created. It's by the way, it's just because of the internet connectivity. Otherwise it would have done it in 30 seconds or a 1 minute time. So create PowerPoint on ethical considerations. Let's take this topic and see what is the difference between the presentation which I have created and the AI will create. Ethical considerations of use of technology. Okay, that will be interesting. You can't see the whole screen. Okay, why? What's the reason? Create a PowerPoint on ethical consideration of use of technology. Let me see this. Right. So, okay. So for today, I've reached the, okay, this will be creating here. So let's say if I could. Now, let's see this presentation on what has it created. And you have already seen my slides, how I have been going on. So, by the way, let me tell you something very important, which is the AI created text presentations can be very easily for a little wise person can be very easily identified, right? So you have to be very careful while making any claim. So ethically, you should not be, you should always be referring it back to the, now you see, this is where it is creating a PowerPoint for me. Ethical consideration for use of technology. See, all the slides are made privacy and data security. Now I can run it for an audience of maybe educators in a university or a school or a college and explain them, these could be some of the ethical considerations. And it will always be nice to refer back to it. See environmental impact. And now, of course, I need to go and find out more about what is user autonomy and surveillance and fair use, digital rights. So, but look at the pattern it has already given me, making my work much more easier. Okay. So this, yeah, of course, prompt engineering. So the compliance and all that. While what I did was, now this is, as my teacher was also, she had a wonderful question on the role of the teacher. So you see, the difference is, how do you tailor it to your need and the need of your audience and the need of your understanding? So what I did was, I didn't go for that. This was my presentation, ethical considerations. So AI could help me have the material and ideas on that, but then how do I use it for my audience? So I brought down, I have summarized it to the 3 elements of privacy, referencing, and copyrights. So anyways, I think it's enough of AI. Let's move forward. I had to actually do something more. It is already 12. Brother Ehsan, how should we go? Would you like me to go with the session, or you want me to, or could we have maybe 20 more minutes and then we could open for?
Yes, please. Yes. We can continue. Yes, please.
Okay. So, yeah, thank you, brother. So coming back to okay, now the most frequently used tool, of course, phone is the device which we are using, and the tool is the WhatsApp these days, at least in Pakistan, is my understanding. Now, and similar different tools are being used around the world. So what I want you to understand is, let's say if I have my WhatsApp web here, okay, and I want to show you a few wonders of the technology. I'm sure these days you have already come across. How many of you, by the way, know about the WhatsApp poll? Please let me know in the chat. WhatsApp poll technology. Because that technology makes your work, your personal as well as your professional assignments much more easier. Sorting, okay, consent taking, okay. Some of you know it. And I'm sure you have already observed or experienced the imagine option also in it? Did you? It is also something new which has come up in the WhatsApp, the imagine thing. All right. So let me our group of CPG. Okay, this is the group I have created now on the ethical considerations, right? I hope you all can see the screen. Please let me know if you can see the screen and you can see this here.
Yes, sir, it is clear.
Okay, great. So let's say I go to this group and I want my audience to be with me in this group. So you see, rather than asking you all to come to me, what I do is copy link and I share it with all of you in the chat box. Control V. So, okay. So brothers and sisters, I first listen. Now I first give you a caution that once you will click on this link, you will become part of my WhatsApp group. And I want to do some activities there. So please do it carefully. If you trust me, only then you can join this. So now the link is in the chat box. You will click and you'll be in the group. Let me see how quickly you can do that. So here, oh wow. Many of you have already joined. You're faster than the technology itself. 25 of you are already there and it's going fast. 29, 30. Wonderful. Please click on it only. Do not write in the chat box so that everybody has the access to the link. Do not write in the Zoom chat box. Just click on the link and you'll start becoming part of the group. 38 of you have already joined us. Okay. Dr. Nasser, thank you for joining us. Please don't write in the chat box so that everyone has the access. And those of you who are unable to see the Zoom chat, please look at according to your device. It could be at the bottom if you are using a cell phone. You click there, you'll see the chat link there, and you click and you get into the I want to do a couple of activities with you in this group. Now, 47 of you have joined, right? So keep your focus on the group and see what is going to be coming for you. Now, if I want to send you something, let's also enjoy find the benefit, the usability of the voice command. Now, I'm in the same group where you are all, and I'm telling this group, how did you find the session on technology today? Good. Okay. Very good. Good. Okay. So next option is not good and not at all good. Okay. Now, please check what's there in the group. Please don't write in the group. Please do not write in the group. See, I have shared something in the group. I want you all to respond on that. Okay, great. Mashallah, you're going fast. I have already started receiving responses. Wonderful, wonderful. Fast. Okay, now we have almost roughly 62 participants already with us on the chat box. Okay, now I am receiving the responses in on my poll which I have generated. Now I want my audience also to generate a poll. So that, I don't want it to remain just a lecturing thing. You should also be doing it. So each one, oh, I see already there is this Usma Rashid. She has already, how can make it easier? Yes, no. There is brother Muhammad Ahmad. defensive speech, yes, no. By the way, you can have more options rather than yes, no, multiple options. So especially the ones who are the teachers, I request them all to generate some questions and send the poll in the group. So I see this is Sidra Vakas, wonderful, generating which game you like, football or cricket. Why don't you? Geography is the study of. That's wonderful. Shaista Khatak, plant, animal, humans. That's nice. By the way, Teacher Shaista, I think you need to revise this question. Rephrase it. All three could be right. So, is this technology good? Yes, no. This is Salma Ikram and Shaista Khatak. Okay. So, well, I want you all to create lots of, these these WhatsApp polls. So you see, WhatsApp poll is. Can you see this? This is also coming. Whatever I'm seeing on my phone is also coming in the screen on the. So you see, technology is making things so easy. I'm connected with so many people, in just the blink of an eye. 70 of you are already part of this group, which means, could it be possible otherwise to collect so many people with me and convey my message to them? So imagine what benefits and blessings as an educator you could have to connecting to your audience, to your learners, to your. I know people have been using, teachers use WhatsApp only for sending them certain messages, but you can, while standing in the classroom, while standing among the audience, you could take their responses on whatever you've been teaching, sharing with them. And now maybe the school teachers could say, sir, students do not have a cell phone with them in the classroom. So how to use it? I say, okay, no problem. Send their parents a message, once a week, twice a week, a question to please ask your child to respond this. So they would also like it. The teacher is technology oriented, is using technology to the benefit of the. So this is how this technology can be used. That's wonderful. So WhatsApp poll. This is the POLL poll. So not the POLE poll. So you find it. Let me tell you how to use it. This same chat window, you could have this plus sign according to your cell phone and your Android version, and you will find it here. See here on the screen, I'm showing you poll. So you can generate it on the screen as well. Like, for example, see, so I can generate a poll here as well. So if I say, are you all enjoying the session? And you say option one could be yes. Maybe you say absolutely. Or you say a simple yes. Or you say no. Or you say not at all. And I just launch it. This much time takes me to launch a WhatsApp poll. Imagine. And it's there. And I could get the responses of all my audience to the. By the way, on some cell phones, you'll have this pin sign, attachment sign. From there, you attach the pictures and videos, send it to the others. So from there, you can, you can launch your poll. By the way, for those people who are in the management and they want to introduce an event to your audience and you want to take their consent, there is an event prompt also. So you can send an event. You can say, on this date, you have a lecture on technology. So okay, sorry, I should be giving a voice prompt to it. So lecture on the use of technology in ethical considerations. So you see, I've just typed it. It is all typed, and I can write time, starting time, ending time, and I can send it. So the right. Says the okay. So Okay, all right. Just need to give me a... Right. So you see an event there also. Similarly, please just give me a minute. Just a minute. I need to put the battery on. I think I did not attach my... All right. So teacher Amreen is saying the option is not available on phone WhatsApp. So which option are you talking about? Please look at the attachment. Yeah. So anyways, this is now coming towards another important area of it, and that's about this is the... Okay. Right. Now, the other thing is the especially for educators, because you need to use lots of visuals to attract your audience and your students. So WhatsApp also gives you an excellent opportunity to imagine. Okay. So let's say we imagine a flying bicycle. Flying bicycle. So let me show you what does it look like. Check in the group. What is a flying bicycle like? It's here also. So I want you all to imagine. So you see now, for producing any images and showing it, to sharing it with the images, the educational images with your audience, sending it to the parents for the students reading before coming to the class. Beautiful. Somebody has sent a beautiful bird. So how is it prepared? Dr. Waqar Nisa. Dr. Waqar, please go in the same attachment option. You'll see the event option there. You click it and it is self-guiding. It will just guide you how to prepare the event. Well, anyways, now I receive an image. Now, please see to it. This is where the ethical consideration comes. You have to be very careful while sharing these images. Any images which are inappropriate, you should not be generating them. And if you are generating them for your player, please do not share them at the public platforms. So even when you are sharing these images with us, be careful about the sensitivity of the various audiences sitting here. So you see, be very, very careful while you are giving the prompts. No inappropriate image should be shared here. So now, so whatever you create, you should be considerate about its impact and usability and consequences. Now, I wish we had more time, but I want my audience to be also taking the advantage of doing asking questions. Let me see if I want some important area to be addressed rather than... Okay. Now going back to the presentation. Well, I think I over-ambitiously planned the presentation for doing lots of things. It was more of a, it had to be more of a a lecture style, but okay. I planned for showing you a couple more things, but I think let's move on. By the way, Sora, I wanted you also to create a video on it, but I think, and a few things about, so overcome your fear of technology. My audience, let me conclude it now. Learn to love e-learning, engaging your audiences with you, The technology takes you to their social space, so making them more interested into your sessions. Technology also helps you to barge into their fun time and tools. But of course, not sending a message or a video at midnight and telling them to comment on it. Similarly, I wanted you all to be introduced to Project Zero, a wonderful, it's a Harvard University School of Graduate Studies, wonderful resource for the teachers and all those who are connected to the world of teaching and learning, and then learning about online learning. Can you see on all these images, there are references also put up? Look at this at the bottom. So this I've taken from Coursera, the idea. So on such platforms, you can also go and you can find out things and shifting the control. Our learners have lots of technology orientation, rather better than us at times. So intrinsic motivation, using various assessment tools online available. So technology use would make your audience feel more comfortable and enjoying, rather than feeling the way they feel in your physical classes otherwise. So students' reactions to technology learning are always of interest and attachment and involvement. So I wish we had more time and I could go on, and I wanted to introduce to you how to create the videos of your own choice according to your topics. But I am now bringing it to a close with a thank you note, and I'll leave the rest of the things to your questions. Of course, we will be sharing these resources as well as this recording, because this recording is coming from the platform of Center for Peace and Global Studies. So Brother Ehsan will rather be able to respond to you on this. How is he going to share these things with you? So that's wonderful. So this is Sister Samia Khan being a wonderful resource with us. She has sent you, I think some of you are still facing a problem with the how to attach and use these. So in WhatsApp, you open this option from this attachment, and you see all these options available inside, which you can use. With this, let's come to the formal thank you note for all of you for being with us as a wonderful audience. Now we'll be open for your question and answers. So ideally, you could raise hand, and we can take you one by one. So, Brother Ehsan, over to you, if you would please like to.
Yes, Brother Kashif, thank you very much. We have Brother Adikola Bolaji. I think he's from Uganda or Nigeria, please. Yes, Brother Adikola.
Good morning, sir. Good morning, sir.
Go ahead, yes, please.
Good morning, brother. It's good
morning,
afternoon, son, but thank you.
Yeah, my question is, can we use the AI generated content for assignment, and like, can we submit the assignment as if you are the person, so you're the person that make the content of the assignment?
Okay. So, brother, now we have just a minute. Let me.
I think we lost connection with Dr. Kashif. So let's wait for him for a while. Yes, normally we don't have any way to connect with the participants, because we are not normally making groups for our each session. But this time is we already created a group, so we will be sharing some material, whatever is available, if be it the slides of the program, anything like that. The recording will be available on the YouTube channel of Center for Peace and Global Studies.
Brother Ehsan,
Yes,
sorry.
welcome back. Yes.
Okay, sorry. I think I don't know why at the question answer. Do you remember in the last session also I was somehow dropped at the question answer session? So coming back to commenting on the this brother's question on creating an AI enabled assignments. So brother, if the continuing from the same comment, if the learner or the students can generate the assignments from AI, the teachers also have the resources and tools to check it out. So it depends on a teacher also what type of assignment a teacher would like to give. So if a teacher would like students to exploit technology to their use and be able to develop. I think some of the
I have muted them.
Okay. So there are tools which will be which camera is working? Sorry, I need to close this one. And all right, so the this is now okay. So teacher will always be able to check that out, how the assignment has been produced. So they will be able to check the plagiarism. So teacher should be giving assignments very carefully, giving the clear instructions whether they want a technology-enabled resource to be used, or they want students to, do it manually or do it themselves. Okay. Let me.
Yes, Dr. Jamaluddin Saab.
Okay, thank you, sir. First of all, thank you for an informative session. Though I have the background of computer science, however, I learned a lot. One thing I want to ask, just for discussion, what I was thinking about these technology resources for teaching and learning. Before these advanced technologies like large language models and these ChatGPT, even Google, what the teachers and students were using. They are normally approaching the libraries. They are sitting there, they are reading some books, and they are extracting some knowledge from there, and then preparing their, even the teachers need to prepare their notes, their lectures from the libraries, from different books. And the students at the same time are approaching the libraries, sitting there and making their notes and making their assignments, etc.
Yeah, sure. Please
now
go ahead.
that resource is now replaced by the technology. Now, one thing that is common, that there is no single you can say कि हम कहते हैं कि उसका जो author है वो single author नहीं था. What lecture I have prepared, I can say that I take help from these books. Or if the student is preparing his notes, you can say that I prepare from different books, okay, like reference books or textbooks. But in case of these resources, they are because more useful, more user friendly, more approachable, so we can take help from these. But how to keep a genuine and reliable source, because this is also a machine is combining different things, and they are showing you. So we cannot say that these are not so reliable as a genuine research book, as a genuine textbook or a reference book. They are replacing time by time. They are advancing. But if we are more dependent on this may mark a question of reliability. That if you are asking a question, give me the lecture, give me the course outline, give me the notes, give me essay on this. So how we can check the reliability and genuineship if we are not expert of that?
All right. Brother, what I understand, let me summarize it to you want me to comment on how actually to ensure, one, that students, still keep on doing researching from various sources, use their own abilities, and then ensuring that there is a right referencing done. So, brother, please remember, once again, I'll say it's not a technology factor that they will not be doing it. It is the way we train them and educate them. Now, let me take you all back to the early Islamic history and writings. Do anyone here knows and understand the ilmur rajal, this concept? Can anybody comment on it? What was it?
It was the transfer of information from person to person. The person who is referring
close,
something,
but somebody else.
It was
Yes.
more the credibility of the
Yes.
person.
recorder. So what happens? We learned his history. If there was a doubt in the credibility,
Very good.
how he said was not important. So authenticity is very important.
Excellent. Now, very, very good. Now, my next question is, thank you very much for commenting on it. Do you know why was this created? This entire knowledge of Ilm Rijal was created. What was the reason?
To make sure that what information we are getting is reliable and genuine, not manipulated and not
Very
a
good.
suspicious type of knowledge. So to ensure the credibility. So same is the question that from what the output of technology, what we are getting information from technology. So what about the credibility of that?
Yeah. Now let me get back to the same. I'm happy that we have an audience which is quite educated and informed about these things. So you see, we as Muslims created lots of new knowledge, subjects and topics or in the field of referencing, for example. So anybody who was referring a hadith, number one, the Muslims introduced this entire process of referencing right from the Prophet, peace be upon him, to the everybody till today who was referring to a certain hadith. Okay, then not just being happy with this, a knowledge of ilmur rijal was created, that the one who is referring to this, whether that person is credible enough, can we trust that person? So that was the level of our tarbiyah and educating our audiences in the field of knowledge and wisdom. So today, even brothers and sisters, but it's very recent that the Western world started asking us for making the references, and then they introduced the plagiarism, that is academic theft. So unfortunately, now we stand on a very different pole, whereby we are being instructed by the other nations that we need to be careful about plagiarism, authenticity, and credibility of the knowledge. So, dear teachers, this is you and me who has to guide our students and regulate their behaviors towards the credibility of any information. If they are creating something from any other source, they must be trained that it's always good to refer it to the same original source. And yes, they can take help from all these tools, but if they are generating something of their own, they should only be taking the credit for it, right? So it's not the technology. Any book, we all know, being connected to the academia, that the students have been taking things from the book without making the right references. And even when there was no technology, it was all the physical books. So it is our training, it is the way we help them channelize and we guide them. There is nothing wrong if you take an idea, but you refer it to the same person who has given the idea, and then you further it, or you add your ideas with it and take it forward. Yes, Brother Ehsan.
Yes, Sheikh Hassan Wali from South Africa. He was raising his hand. Is there any question, Sheikh?
Yeah, can
Yeah.
you hear me?
Yes, please. Yes, please. Go ahead.
All right. I've got two issues. One is that at the moment, AI is nothing but a Google on steroids, right? We've got all the information that's on Google, now it's coming on steroids. Okay, fine. Two, for a Muslim, it's very important that we have our own sif, a way we can channel and able to judge what knowledge is good and not good. We cannot depend on AI, right? But the thing is that we have to use it. The more we prompt, we are changing the algorithms and we are changing the manner how in which it answers. So very important. If you look at it now, I've been doing a lot of research on decolonization. And as I've been prompting questions, it is now coming more to my type of thinking, my leaning. In other words, first it was very secular, and the more you prompt, so I said that the Muslims must get engaged. And inshallah, maybe one day we can have our own Google, where we can have a lot of Islamic knowledge in there and we can trust it. Jazakallah. Please comment on that.
Perfect, brother. I totally agree with you. I think you're very right. But till the time you see technology, I'm sorry I'm using this word, but I always say technology is neither Muslim nor non-Muslim or Jew or Christian or anything. It is just technology. It is a blessing. We should try to use it and we should train ourselves to use it in the right way. Please, let's come out of that thought. For example, you see, for many, many years, we did not accept the, these printing and publishing machines. I still see scholars hesitating to use the mics and microphones. But now look at the world now. I still see there are, I don't know, I'm not a scholar. I don't want to comment on it, but I want you all to think about it. My office is right under the Faisal Mosque, one of the largest mosques in the world and the largest in Pakistan. There is still written, photography is not allowed inside the mosque. So you see, 10 years, 15 years back, when I joined my office, this note was there, and the guards would hold the cameras from the audiences and visitors before entering the mosque hall. Now you all tell me, can we stop the cameras to enter in the mosque hall? Can we?
No.
Can we stop this technology?
No, not possible.
10,000 people can offer their prayer inside the hall. Can you hold the 10,000 cell phones? Where would you keep them? How would you arrange them? How would you manage it all? So my point is, which I keep on stressing, rather than becoming a wall against the technology, we need to regulate our behaviors. You see, I see people, again, please, with my apologies, I see people standing in Kaabatullah and continuously using their cell phones, taking selfies and making videos. I have no comment to make on it. We all need to think about regulating our behaviors. Is that a place to do that? Technology is in our hand. It is there all the time. Okay. Now, this is my decision. It's not technology taking decision for me. It is I am who is taking decisions for technology. Right? So we should never forget this factor while commenting on technology as a tool. That's my very humble submission, brother, to your question.
Excuse me, sir. Is there, we can say, it's possible to Islamize this?
Well, brother, for example,
technology.
Now my question is, this ummah really needs to think 100 times to address these questions and come out of it. Let me share a very personal and informal and a story on a lighter note. Some of my friends, and I don't call them extremists, but I call them what should I call them? That's a very typical local Pakistani context term, so I'm not using it here. But they would always comment on my, these birthday cake cutting. So this year, I told my family, my children, and everybody, okay, I'm not going to cut a cake. Please don't force me for it. My friends are not happy for it. So we went to a place and we cut a pizza. Okay. After having cut it, I realized and I thought, is this pizza Muslim or non-Muslim? Should I have cut it or not? What implications would it have on me? You know, all those who are not happy to cut a cake, they are very happy to eat it. Now, please, I think Allah has created a Muslim as somebody more greater, wiser, bigger than these very little conflicting ideas which are keeping us busy into things, unnecessary, non-productive things. For God's sake, let's all of us lift ourselves. Look what's happening in Palestine. Look what's happening in the world. So the people who have control over technology, they have control on everything. In 1 minute's time, tell me, is your credit card in your pocket, is this Islamic? Your debit card? Although this is a debit card, not a credit card, but is it Islamic or non-Islamic? In one click, Israel can make us all worthless. You know, all the ATMs and banking system across the world is controlled by Israel. It can control all my savings in the bank with a one click of switching off the banking system. So which world are we living in? For God's sake, let's lift ourselves of this. I'm sorry, I'm becoming a little emotional on this issue. Once again, please take it as a humble submission. It's not a scholarly note. It's just a personal feeling. You may disagree with it, but this is how I see the world. I want us to come out of all this. Allah would never, I think Allah also wants us to work on a bigger thing. Ummah as a collective thing. Knowledge is not Islamic or un-Islamic. However, yes, there could be different dimensions. It is you who takes the decision on technology.
Yes, we take the last question or comment from Suhail Amin Saab, and then we will conclude.
Thank you very much, sir. So I just want to add about the discussion going on, the technology being Islamic or non-Islamic. In fact, it is our misconception of Islam which generates these questions. That something is part of dunya and something is part of deen only. This is a misconception. So the deen is the code of this world, how we are going to spend life in this world, and that's it. And this misconception, differentiating deen and dunya is a separate thing, is misconception. It is not part of the Islam. In earlier days, all the Muslims used to study Islam. Some specialized in different fields, and what is science today is the creation of Muslims. Experimentation and all this was introduced by the Muslims. We have forgotten our past, and now we are having this split in our minds. So we have to renew our concepts of Islam.
Yeah, sure, brother. Thank you for this comment. I think very true. So we need to erase out these confusions, clarify our mind. In fact, educate ourselves. I'll again say this. If a cell phone is in your hand, you are a Muslim, and you are only forwarding an unauthentic news, you're only forwarding, unfortunately, what should I call, an inappropriate video or a post. So technology is not asking you to do this. You could make a decision and decide to send only a Quranic verse and its translation. You can hold your cell phone for learning the translation of Quran with the help of it. You can hold your cell phone to share a hadith of the Prophet, peace be upon him, about the value of knowledge. So this is what technology is. It's a tool in your hand.
Thank you, Brother Dr. Kashif Suhail. We have already exceeded our time, so we conclude here. And apologies to Madam Saima Khan. We cannot take more questions because many more people will be willing to ask. So we stop here. Thank you very much, all of you, for joining us today. This is our regular activity. We hold an online session on last Saturday or Sunday of every month at this time. The links are different, but you are in the group, and you can follow our Facebook or YouTube, so you will be updated about our activities. We are thankful again to Dr. Kashif Suhail Malik for sparing his valuable time here today. He is always busy with such activities. And yes, I contacted him a bit late, but he was kind enough to agree and come here. And his presentation was, mashallah, very wonderful. So we all learned a lot. One of the participants, he mentioned in the comment that why shouldn't we have such session, ethic consideration for use of technology for students. So yes, students are more prone to it, and they are it's a great need to guide them properly. But yes, if the teachers are aware of it and they use it properly, they can guide their students. And inshallah, hopefully we will also try to arrange a special session for students who are just copying and not following anything, and making assignments and all these things from just by cheating. So hopefully some other
Brother
time we
Ehsan,
have a session.
Brother Ehsan, sorry to interrupt you.
Yes,
Just
yes,
a little note. You know, speakers have a problem that they can't stop themselves. So, just sharing an example of, in 2013, I took a university class and I gave my students an assignment. And because they were all students of computer sciences, they brought that assignment. I had made a compulsion for them that it should be a handwritten assignment, but it was about something, so which they have to find and search and bring the information back to me. So they brought the assignment, handwritten assignment, back to me. I received almost 48 assignments, and I looked at them and I checked them. And when I returned them in the next class, all those assignments had written on it, plagiarized from this website. I had also written the website because I picked up the material, typed it in, find out the where did they get it from, made that reference and gave a 0 marks on it. And I returned it to the entire class. The class was all shocked. Now, 2013 was the time when there were not such resources available to find out the plagiarism in such ease. Take a picture, it will trace it back and it will get you the reference. So, but that day, I think each one of my students was trained to understand what was the difference between, a personal work or a plagiarized item. So you see, a teacher's approach towards students is very important. How do we train them? But later on, then Turnitin came and it became very easy for me. And nowadays, your cell phone can just one click of cell phone. There are such apps which can tell you for the handwritten text also whether it is plagiarized or not. So this is the world we are living in. Sorry, I'm again taking your time. I'm so sorry for it.
Thank you very much. No problem. So we are thankful to all the brothers. You joined us from different parts of the world. We have brothers from Zimbabwe, South Africa, Malawi, Uganda, Nigeria, Malaysia, Sri Lanka, and Myanmar, and many other countries. So it was a pleasure to have you all in the session, and hopefully you will be joining us again. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك نشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت نستغفرك ونتوب إليك. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
وعليكم السلام ورحمة الله وبركاته.
وعليكم السلام ورحمة الله وبركاته.
Brother, I think you have to end the.
وعليكم السلام ورحمة الله وبركاته. جزاكم الله خيرا.
وعليكم